Hey guys, how you doing? Another update here on the Wall Street bets ridiculous nonsense that's going on. Tomorrow is the day when things start to really lose their minds. There's not really much by way of news. The Wall Street Journal has released several articles, really obvious that making it clear that they view these people on the internet as barbarians. They've called them the barbarians at the gate, really framing them as invaders into the institution of Wall Street, right? And considering that the Wall Street bets guys are linking themselves with the Occupy Wall Street movement, the whole Occupy Wall Street meme seems to fit really well here, and it makes sense that the Wall Street Journal, as well as the media complex itself, sees them as invaders. I think the title of this video is going to be "No Good Billionaires," right? Because while this is being framed that like it's going to bankrupt some hedge funds, right? Some hedge funds are going to go under, and hedge funds routinely short stocks. This is like a parasitic practice that should really make you consider, like, wait, what the hell is happening on the stock market? Like, why is it legal to do this? Why is it legal to bet for someone's failure? Why are you rooting for your fellow American to fail, right? That's the fundamental question that you need to start asking yourself when it comes to shorting stock. And everybody is happy to see these short sellers get canned. Like, everybody is happy about it. They are villains. They're not going to be framed as villains. Like, they are evil villains who cause problems in the society. What they're doing is not productive. It's like the antithesis of productivity, right? And it is something in the 17th century, the people who did this were hung, right? Speculators were hung. So it's this completely illegitimate practice that everybody understands intrinsically is itself fundamentally corrupted, because it leads to these kind of ridiculous market situations where billions of dollars can transfer hands for nothing, right? Just for betting, treating the stock market as if it's a casino. But the fundamental thing is that these hedge fund managers are going to go down, and their hedge funds are going to go down. But every single billionaire uses these hedge funds, right? Like this is the thing that's getting lost in the wash, if you ask me, from a large kind of cultural meta commentary. Even these Wall Street bets guys are like, yeah, Elon Musk, we love Elon Musk. Elon Musk is using these companies with hedge fund guys in it, right? Like, Bill Gates, he's the good billionaire, right? He's using these hedge funds and where they short people, right? Like, you can't, there is no such thing as a good billionaire, because a billionaire will give their money to hedge fund managers who will then in turn do things to mess with the economy and cause problems for the economy. They'll short sell stocks. They'll do all kinds of skeezy, evil things in the stock market on behalf of the billionaire class. Who do you think they're making that money for, right? Sure, they're making money for themselves, but it's the billionaires' money. They work for the billionaire class. They work for the oligarchs. And while it feels good to kind of like punch up and take out one of the tools of the billionaire class, the billionaires are going to go, oh, we lost a little bit of money, and they're going to continue on with their lives, right? And they're going to refund another like demonic institution that works to parasitically suck productivity and energy off of the working class. That's what the stock market does. That's what hedge funds do. And the billionaires, every single one of them, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Galen Weston, like all of them, David Thompson, they're using the stock market. They're hiring hedge funds, and the hedge funds are parasitically sucking away the productivity of the working class. And so while there's going to be a lot of gleeful joy and hopping up and down at the scam that got pulled on these billionaires, and incidentally, we're all happy to see that, right? If this has shown anything in the culture, like, screw these billionaires, right? Like, billionaires are something that we are not to worship or idolize or like think that they're gods or deities or some sort of ridiculous nonsense. They're usually the children of like apartheid emerald miners, right? Like, they're the children of people who cornered the market and got a monopoly. They bribed an official to privatize some sort of technology that had been researched. Like, these common grifts that exist within the billionaire class. And we shouldn't ignore the fact that all that's happening in this Wall Street Bets story, even though it's really spectacular and it's going to have like a cultural resonance for a decade at least, the reality is that these guys are just like a section. They're just a part of the billionaire and oligarch structure that we want to dismantle completely. And the way that we need to dismantle is to remove the shares from their control. We need to transfer the shares to the working class. It's very straightforward, very simple. We need to take these shares and transfer them into the hands of the working class, and so that the people who do the work are the ones who own the shares. And that eliminates, like, I keep saying this over and over and over again to these diamond hand types, right? Like, if you want to eliminate hedge funds completely, like if your objective is to bankrupt hedge funds and to get these evil short sellers completely out of the market 100%, transfer all shares to the workers. That's the end of hedge funds. That's the end of these that's the end of these markets. Like, that's the end of these parasites. They can't operate in that environment. You need to change the environment so that parasites can't survive. You want to kill every hedge fund manager. You want to kill every short seller. You want to kill them. You want to keep them out. Transfer the shares to the working class, right? That's the end, and that's the end of the game. That's the end of the game. The capitalists are out. They don't have control of anything. You don't even need to tax away their wealth, right? You don't need to. They don't own anything anymore. It's gone. They're done. They're just not a part of the situation. You know, I actually do say, yes, you should still tax their money away because they still have influence in currencies and things like this that they just shouldn't have anymore. So tax their money away. But like, get rid of these shares. Take the shares away. And right now, there's a lot of different things that can happen right now, right? Tomorrow, we're going to see a lot of truth get put down. Like, the Joe Biden administration. I wrote this down. I saw this headline. Biden Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen received nearly $800,000 from hedge fund embroiled in GameStop debacle. Like, how is that not a bribe, right? Like, your Treasury Secretary got almost $1 million from these hedge funds. For what do you figure? Why do you think the Treasury Secretary would receive $800,000? Like, and how is that anything but a bribe, right? Because what could happen, guys, is like, these guys could be so scared of what's happening here, right? The billionaire class could be so scared of what's happening here that they could just bring the whole market down, right? Rather than pay this stuff out and just leave all these guys and just say, hey, screw you, you're out, right? Like, just don't pay, right? Just don't pay. And have your Treasury Secretary just not pay out. Simple as that. Just crash the whole thing, don't pay out, and then rebuild it with the billionaires again. Put in a little bit of regulation to make this sort of thing not possible any longer, right? And just exclude average citizens from it, which turns the whole thing into a total rigged scam, as if it isn't a rigged scam already, right? Like, this sort of rare once a decade kind of thing. And what the government and what these hedge funds and what the billionaire class is terrified of, like, they could do this again, right? They could do this again. They can manipulate stock like this. They can continue to manipulate stock like this. They don't even need to do big shorts like this in order to manipulate the market in strange and weird ways, right? If 1 million of these guys are constantly and consistently getting together to do stock manipulation, they could just jack up stock, buy it low, sell it high, right? Like, just the classic way of doing things. If they have the power to actually manipulate the market together, they can just do this, right? They can just do this. And the hedge funds are going to pretend as though they're evil for doing this, but this is what the hedge funds do. Hedge funds exist to manipulate the market so that they can make money for their owners, the billionaires, right? And it's a completely farcical game. Like, why does this game exist at all? Why does this game exist at all? If anything should convince you that the American economy is a complete and total farce, it's the fact that at the central heart of it, the thing we're all supposed to be paying attention to, the stock market is a casino. It is a casino, and we are seeing that writ large here, and we are seeing the corruption that exists within the Biden administration already on this issue. And so, like, another direction that this could go is that they do let it unfold and they just pay it all out. These hedge funds go completely bankrupt, which is pretty likely. Like, it's likely that there'll be another sacrificial lamb, the way there was in the 2008 crash. The Lehman Brothers were the sacrificial lamb that they had to sacrifice in order to keep the herd alive, because the capitalists understand that their system is fragile and that it's weak and that it isn't worth salvaging and it's not good for anyone. Right? They understand that, but they also understand that the stock market operates to maintain the wealth of the billionaire class, right? And this kind of thing where people get together in order to redistribute huge sums of wealth into the working class, it can't be tolerated, right? It can't be tolerated. And so I suspect that you'll see like pretty mass scale regulation come down. I suspect you'll see bailouts. Right? Like there's grumblings on the internet here about how if they give money to these Wall Street guys before they give money to us, because we're in the middle of a pandemic and have received like one $1,200 check like early on, supposed to last us 10 months, like a year. Like, forget that. If Wall Street gets money before we do, then it's on. The language is it's on. this kind of thing being said by the guillotine party, right? Like, this is a prelude. These sorts of circumstances are a prelude to mass civil unrest and civil war, right? Like, these are a prelude to massive social shifts. People will not tolerate if the end of this story is not a big win for these guys. And I'm here to say that even if it is a big win for these guys, the billionaire class is still completely intact. They still own the vast majority of shares on the market. They still own the society, and they are still going to short and manipulate and work to destroy that society in order to make money for themselves. And the solution is to go to the beating heart of the issue, transfer the shares to the working class, and tax the wealth away from the billionaire class. And actually rebuild a stable society that is good for everyone and good for the workers, especially. The people who actually do the work should be the primary beneficiaries of that work. And people who do no work but were born billionaires should be excluded completely from the market because they are totally worthless. Like, totally worthless. So tomorrow is going to be the big day. There's going to be actual news that comes out of this. There's going to be actual shifting in the market. The big scores might happen, or the big flops might happen, right? They can go either way, and it depends on what how the power structure wants to respond. The power structure could just pay out, sacrifice somebody. The power structure could bring down the whole market. This situation has the potential to bring down the market. But we'll see how that all unfolds as it unfolds. Okay, guys, this is the end of me. Like button right there. Please make sure to hit it. About half of you don't subscribe or not subscribe, but you watch these videos. Please subscribe. I would really love it if you would subscribe right now. That would really make my day. This is a growing channel. We're rocketing to the moon, baby. We're rocketing to the moon. And please subscribe and like and share. Please share this around. This channel is important. You guys need a communist in the mix. You guys need a communist to be talking the communist game, if only to hear a different perspective about what is going on in the system. And I believe that I am that voice. Please like, share, subscribe, send it around, do all the stuff, hit all the bells. And hey, guys, a ton of you just got a whole bunch of money, right? A ton of you are about to get a whole bunch of money. My Patreon is in the description below. $1. Give me $1. You're about to make $1 million. You can spare $1 for a guy like me, right? That's less than the price of a cup of coffee. Okay, guys. I love you all. Mwah. Good luck out there. Mwah. God damn it. Good luck. We're going to need it.